Well, it's all coming together. I got a long ways to go. I just kind of got its cab sitting on it and the hood sitting on it for now. But running hydraulic lines and got to get everything plumbed up and wired up. Hi guys, Dennis here from Denny Bob's RC Construction and Ag Conversions. I just want to do a little size comparison. Here is a 14th scale, I'll call it an alley loader, compared to the 16th scale brooder Liebherr. You can tell there is a substantial difference in size. I mean, look at the bucket in comparison. There's quite a big difference. But I was going to do that first, and then this is my current project that I've been working on. I bought it as a unfinished kit. The guy bought the plasma CAD program from Hydraulic Hobbies, and then he laid everything out, cut everything out, and then everything has to be welded together. The CAD program's the cheap part. The rest of the stuff gets quite expensive, but I was lucky he had most everything purchased for it so that I could finish it. I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you have plenty of time to kill and are experienced in TIG welding and love to do body work. That's my opinion. I would say, as it sits right now, I probably got about a third of the money in it as buying one of the other loaders, but I felt I got a deal on the whole package deal. Now, the thing with that, you just get the plans to do this. Then you have to buy the cylinders, the lift cylinders, the bucket cylinders, the steering cylinders. You got to buy the rims, the tires, the axles, the transfer case, the brushless motor, spool valve, hydraulic pump, hydraulic reservoir. The list goes on and on. Then you got to make your own glass for the cab, which I have actually taken the time. And these were all plasma cut frames. This is for the rear window, for the side door windows, and for the side windows. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for windshield. And I'll probably take and get some cardboard tablet backing and make myself a pattern. I'll get it figured out. But I've had a lot of people ask me, where did you get this kit? Where did you get this kit? Well, it really wasn't a kit. It was a guy in West Virginia that bought the CAD plasma program, and he sent me a PDF file with the kind of the assembly instructions, and the rest is you custom build it. I don't have a 3D printer, so I made the air cleaner and the exhaust to go on here. I made them out of aluminum, but, and maybe I'm losing my train of thought here quite a bit, but this is not a kit that you just buy anywhere. Okay, you can't unless somewhere on AliExpress they sell you all the pieces, and then you have to weld them all together. I wouldn't recommend it. I'll be honest with you. You can usually get one of these completely done, and it depends on where you buy it, probably between $2,700 and $3,000. I went and I priced just the axles and the transfer case and everything. It was like $800. Okay, well, then you buy the hydraulic cylinders, and the pump's $120 to $150 for a pump. 3-spool valve. It all adds up really quick. Had I not bought this in the condition it was in, and as far as it was at, I probably wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't recommend it unless you're a very skilled person and have absolute knowledge of what you're doing with a TIG welder or a MIG welder, you'd have to use a very small MIG welder. I've actually MIG welded some of the pieces together, but you got to turn the heat. It's like welding sheet metal, so you got to be very careful. It's just sitting here because I have a lot of work to do to it yet. It's just all sitting together. The hood and the cab and this stuff is just all sitting there. But these are all individual pieces that are welded together. You know, the steps were all cut out. These side pieces were cut out. All that stuff was plasma cut. That takes a lot of time unless you've got the program and the ability and the table to do it. I don't think I'd recommend doing it. If you do, you might save yourself a few pennies, but in the end, for what all the parts cost you plus your time, let the little Chinaman do it. Seriously, because there's just no way you could come out in the end, especially if you value your time. Because where I'm figuring, and this was partially done, I have close to 100 hours in it already. And even if you figure your time's $10 an hour, that's $1,000, people. So, yeah, it makes more sense just to buy them already done. But I'm a tinkerer. I love to play with this stuff. I consider myself a fairly experienced builder, so I'm having some fun with it. Now, I see a lot of them branded the same model with Cat decals, with Volvo decals, with Komatsu decals, painted white, painted yellow. I've even seen some off colors. I went with the traditional case power tan and the construction gray colors to do this, and I'm going to come up with some decals for it, some case decals, and that'll put a little finishing touch on it. I'm not totally worried about that stuff because I got a long ways to go. I've got hydraulic lines to plumb. I've got there's just a lot of work, a lot of man hours. Been a fun project as well as a very frustrating project. I am not a paint man. I'm not a body man. Not by trade, just by accident. So, but I just figured I'd share this with you guys. I was going to do kind of a build series on it, but there's not too many guys that are probably going to do this. There might be a few of you. There's probably a few of you that would. The gentleman that I bought this from, he got to a certain point, and I think he just basically might have been a little bit overwhelmed, or he was just done spending time on it. So I bought it, had it shipped to my door, and here we are from here. It was kind of crazy. So anyway, just figured I'd share this with you guys. On my Facebook group, there's a lot of you guys that have been asking, where do I buy the kit? Where do I get the kit? What brand is it? I don't really know if there is a brand. Chinese. Made in China. But this wasn't. This was all cut here in the United States. So, probably of Chinese steel. Who knows? Don't care. But, yeah, I mean, all the handrails had to be bent. The fenders all had to be, these were 4 pieces that had to be welded together and then all smoothed out, body filler to make the smooth transitions, primering, painting, sanding. A lot of work. A lot of work. A lot of metric bolts you got to buy. I've actually put a lot of standard hardware in it just because that's what I have. But he even sent this to me with a busted off tap in one of the holes, so I had to fix that. But other than that, it's been a fun project. I started on it a couple weeks ago working on it. I've been working on it nights and days and nights and weekends and stuff. And but I just figured I'd come on here and share it with you guys and kind of show you guys, kind of describe some of the stuff. Maybe I've answered a few questions on what this loader is. I had a friend of mine, he took dimensions off his loader because I thought it looked way too big, but it is the exact same dimensions, length, width, everything other than the cab height. The cab height on this unit is 1 inch shorter than his. And I don't know if he was measuring the top of the beacon or if he was measuring the cab height. But this cab top, that's the only cab top I've ever seen like that. Most of them, and this might be an old discontinued model of what they're building today, because I know the cab top is totally different than the AliExpress loaders I see that are built today. And then I gotta wire lights into it. It's a never-ending battle with this thing. You think you're getting close to the finish line. And it's like, oh, I got to do this. Oh, I got to do that. I got a long ways to go yet. You know, the nice thing about the ones that you buy, all this stuff is already mounted in here nicely. Got the nice battery tray. All that is already done. I got to figure it out. I mean, I got to put my hydraulic reservoir in here too, and there's a lot of things to think about and a lot of things to deal with. You know, I spend a lot less time doing my Brooder 574 conversion, but I guarantee you this thing will pick that up and push it wherever when it's done. When this thing was shipped to me, the box with all the parts and everything in it, it was 55 pounds shipped on UPS. So this thing's going to be really heavy. I would wager this thing's going to be close to 40, if not heavier, when I get it all said and done. So that being said, here it is, people. It's my current project that I've been working on. Catch you guys later.